An earlier lecture talked about how it's important to eat a lot of food, a lot of healthy food. This lecture talks about why it's important to have a lot of food early in the day. This sets you up for success. One reasonable, achievable goal for most people, we think, is to aim for one big healthy meal earlier in the day. Rather than necessarily worrying about all 3 meals, just start with one, a big, healthy, early meal. You don't have to be a breakfast person, you don't even have to have breakfast. But get this meal in whenever hunger first hits you, before about 4 p.m. each day. For most people, hunger starts in the early afternoon. Whenever you first feel hungry, this is your time. As a review, why is it important to have a lot of food to eat big meals? Well, you have better appetite control. Eating a lot of food controls your hunger on a day-to-day basis. Your hunger is also better controlled as you go into the evening. If you eat a lot of food early, you'll have greater control later in the day at night. Again, as we said in an earlier lecture, make it a big, healthy meal. Eat a lot of healthy food. Healthy, starchy foods with vegetables and fruits. Small meals of healthy food won't work here. It has to be a big one. To briefly review what we said in an earlier lecture, this big meal stretches your stomach, which stops hunger. When your stomach is stretched, you won't want to eat anymore. If you get this big meal in early, you'll cruise into the evening without much hunger. You'll have lasting fullness after this first early big healthy meal. You might even have only a light dinner or skip dinner. This will help with weight loss. Eat a big plate early. We'll say it again and again. Eat a big early meal. A big meal like this can control hunger for 4 or more hours, sometimes as long as 6 or 8 hours, depending on the person and the size of the meal. Why is eating early important? Let's talk about it. There are 2 main reasons why early food is really important. The first is that eating early, just like eating a lot of food, helps with day-to-day hunger control. Your appetite is regulated. You have better control. But if you skip meals early in the day and only eat in the evenings, your stress hormones and hunger hormones will start to go a little crazy. You become very, very hungry by the evening, and you'll overeat and often have snacks as well. This leads to large dinners and late cravings for junk foods. The stress hormones themselves, which are types of steroids, cause junk food cravings. Eating enough food early calms down these cravings. So this is all about prevention of cravings later in the day. Get in the big, early, healthy meal. Reduce your vulnerability for junk food eating. The second reason why the timing is important: late eating, especially when food is junky, gets turned into fat. Late calories turn into fat when the food quality is not good. Your body really wants to use food for energy. It wants to use early food in the day to keep it going, to get work done, to get through your day. In the evening, if you eat, your body is saying to you, wow, I better store this extra energy, and it gets stored as fat. You save the calories as fat. A big problem with late hunger is that the foods most people tend to have when their hunger is high and their stress hormones are high-fat foods, or high-fat, high-sugar foods, junk foods. If you eat early, you'll use the food for energy, not for fat storage, and you'll have control and prevent these late cravings. You'll have greater power over hunger and see greater success. This process can be difficult to start. This is probably the most important habit to begin to form, for losing weight from nutrition is getting a big, early, healthy meal. It requires that you shop, prep food, and cook so that you'll have your early meal ready for when hunger first hits you. And habits change slowly. This one important step should be the focus of your efforts as you're getting started. So, take your time, plan your grocery list, plan your meals, and plan the timing of your cooking. Pick familiar recipes and familiar foods to get started. Over time, try new dishes and new foods. Take it one meal and one recipe at a time. Our program will help you with habit formation, with ideas for meals, and help you stay on track. Once your new habits form, with a focus on this one big, healthy, early meal, it'll start to become easy and you won't have to think about it.